this whole blue balls concept, I feel like men just made this shit up.
Yeah.
So they could get what they wanted. Think back to the things you learned about sex growing up, not just in school, but from friends, movies, magazines, and locker room rumors. Things like pulling out prevents pregnancy. Masturbation is dirty. Women are supposed to feel pain the first time. Or someone might get blue balls if you don't help them finish. The problem is, a lot of those ideas followed us straight into adulthood. So today we're unpacking the sex myths many of us grew up with in the past and what the truth actually is.
This is Taboo Talk, not Safe For Brunch. I'm Coralie from Vancouver, and I love digging deep and asking the questions no one will.
I'm Amber from Ontario. I'm blunt, cut through the fluff, and get straight to the point.
And I'm Vicki from Manitoba. I'm all about real connection because intimacy starts with trust. Let's get into it.
Okay, before we get into the myths, it's worth looking at what sex education actually looked like for a lot of us growing up. We've talked about this a lot. So most of what we learned in school focused on the biology side of things, puberty, reproduction, pregnancy, and sexually transmitted infections. A lot of that was influenced by the HIV and the AIDS crisis at the time. So the messaging was very heavily focused on risk and prevention. But there were also a lot of things that simply were not talked about at all. That's why we left so confused.
That's why we're doing what we do now.
That's exactly right. Yeah, we vowed to inform.
Mhm.
So sex ed focused mostly on biology and risk, not relationships or pleasure. Certainly not pleasure.
No, it was like, don't have sex, you'll get pregnant.
Yeah.
That's right. And then they made you watch that video of the woman having the baby and you were like, I'm never doing that.
I didn't get that video.
That was awful.
Your generation was scarred too much. They must have taken it out.
I saw it. It was not good. But I still had a baby.
Yeah, right. So did I. Did that. Anyways, heavy emphasis on avoiding pregnancy and STIs, right? So it was just talking again. And mostly I found that it was all about abstinence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Abstinence was the answer to all of the problems, but no one actually heeded the warning. So I don't know why we talked about it so much.
Right.
Very little discussion about consent or communication.
This makes me sad. The
Yeah.
fact that there was little information on that just makes me so sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially the consent part.
Gosh, okay. I keep forgetting that there is a little bit of an age difference between us. But Coralie, we were in the same demographic. Did you receive communication?
No.
Education? There was no talking.
No. I was taking those classes late 80s, early 90s. And not at all. Nothing about consent
No.
or communication came up
No.
at all. It was the only communication was say no.
Right. And even when my kids were in school, and I'm sure your guys is as well, but like they never came home talking about communication. Although I do believe there was some conversation about consent. So the next generation, I think, did catch some of that.
Mhm.
Certainly female pleasure and the clitoris were rarely mentioned.
Rarely. It was never mentioned.
Ever.
It was never mentioned in my health classes ever.
Right.
If you
Which is
even
why we
said-
talk about the clitoris
Yeah.
all the time.
I wish I could go back and jump up and be like, let's talk about the clitoris, and just watch my teacher lose his fucking mind.
I always say I would never go back, but you're right. I
Yeah.
would go back for the health class.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. My granddaughter, she's 9 now, but she was, I think, 6 at the time. I'm pretty sure she was like senior kindergarten, maybe grade 1. And the teachers told our daughter, she says vagina and penis. And
Yes.
yeah, she should be.
Yeah.
We gave her the anatomy words.
Yeah. Now, we haven't gone into the difference between vulva and stuff like that yet. But,
Yeah.
you know.
But age appropriately, she still needs to have all of those
Yes.
words. Those are just so important. Our kids need to know what the body parts are because God help them if they ever have to be questioned about anything and need to know the names of those body parts.
Yeah. There is research that shows that kids who know what those body parts are and know what they're for are less likely to be put in a situation where they could be groomed or abused because they know, they're aware. Most of the groomers are going for the more naive or less educated kids. So talk to your kids.
Right. Man, could we go on forever?
I know.
And of course, masturbation was usually ignored completely, although that actually was the answer to abstinence.
Yeah.
That 100%. And that is also something that, again, when my kids were young, that was not provided at school. There was still no conversation about digital masturbation or anything of the sort. So,
Well, and I think I went to Catholic school, so this was like a big no-no.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a sin to masturbate if you're Catholic?
Yeah, it was frowned upon.
What were you guys supposed to do?
I actually had a boyfriend who was very, very Catholic, and he would only touch himself to clean himself. He could no touching.
That's what I call it. Every day.
I'm using the soap.
Oh my gosh. All right. And of course, let's talk quickly. We're just going to touch on it. Porn, media, and peers often filled all of those gaps, right?
Yeah, and often incorrectly.
And
I mean, porn in itself.
Those gaps were full of misinformation.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Those gaps were the scary part. That's the place that made me the most nervous with my family when I was raising children, was that I wanted to make sure that they understood all of the pieces, right? So I may or may not have had to have a conversation with one principal and just tell them that my children had good information. I had it on pretty decent authority, and that if they shared something in the schoolyard, that it was legit.
Yeah.
That may or may not have happened.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and as soon as kids start to get a little bit older, they're talking anyways, right? So if you educated your kids about stuff, they're talking to their friends. And I've heard it, parents getting mad at other parents because they hadn't had the conversation yet. Well, you have to have the conversation younger and younger now.
Yeah, because they are going to talk about it on the schoolyard.
And as soon as they're asking, 100%. And as soon as they're asking the question, they need the answer. Age appropriately, but they need the answer.
Yeah. And they'll start asking when they get uncomfortable.
Yeah. Otherwise, they go looking for it and they're going to find answers in the wrong places. And that's not what we want.
Yeah. Because often, too, when you don't know something, your mind goes to the way worse place, or even the most literal place. I thought blowjobs were...
Right.
When I was a kid, like I was like young, I shouldn't have even heard the term. But when I did, like I'm a literal thinker.
Right. Right. And I mean, they're going to go to their friends. They're going to go to media. They're going to go to social media now. Back in the day, we were reading Young Cosmo, right? And
VC Andrews.
VC Andrews, that's right. Like we were finding the information that we thought we needed and desired in the places that we felt safe to go because no one was talking to us. It's questionable information, and I would rather them have real information. So that's where a lot of the myths got started.
So we didn't get the full picture in sex ed. A lot of us learned about sex through the rumors and through cultural messaging. And some of those ideas sounded believable at the time. Like some of the misinformation sounds valid, right? A lot of it turns out to be completely wrong. First one, the big one, pulling out prevents pregnancy. Many people believed that if you just pulled out and there was no ejaculation into the vagina, that there's no way you could get pregnant. Pre-ejaculate, which is the little bits that come out before, they can contain sperm. You could even get pregnant without even having sex if your genitals were just close and there was pre-ejaculate, right? That might have been what happened with Mary. Sorry, Catholic Amber.
Wow.
Your timing isn't reliable, okay? Your timing isn't reliable. And even as a woman, I wouldn't trust my own timing. I can't imagine trusting his timing.
Right. Yeah. And like as he's pulling out and it's just shooting out on you, I'm sorry, there's some inside.
Yeah.
Absolutely there is. And again, talking about timing in general, I mean, we never know, even when we're talking about tracking our cycles and all of it. Like, again, biology. Shit happens, man.
Yeah.
Stop leaving it to chance.
I mean, and also Vicki was talking about the things that we learned in health class. Amber, being in Catholic school, masturbation is harmful or dirty. I mean, I don't even remember a single conversation about masturbation, so I can't say that I experienced that, but like in school, but you definitely experience it especially if you're a girl when you're growing up and are just naturally curious and go do that in your bedroom, that gives you the impression that it's dirty, right? When really it's just about privacy, which should be explained a little more. But anyways,
Right.
it is a normal part of sexual development, that personal exploration, and it helps you understand your bodies. So it's really important. I think that the people who masturbate are going to have better sex.
100%.
Right?
Yep.
And there's also this myth that teaching sex ed makes kids want sex earlier. And this still appears in debates today. But as we've said, comprehensive sex education, it can help, it can be a safety measure for them, but it can also often delay sexual activity and reduce that risky behavior.
I mean, it's better for them to know and have the answers than go into it blind.
Right.
Like, they're going to make sure they have the condoms. They're going to make sure they have, or they're going to do other things.
Yeah. They're going to do it whether you tell them to or not, because biology is going to biologate.
Exactly.
Yes.
We're also told that pain during sex is normal.
No, big no.
Yeah. And many women were told, especially the first time, that it should hurt. And that might be the case, but it's not always the case. And if it's happening continually, it's definitely not normal. I would say it's not uncommon for it to hurt the first time, but it shouldn't always be hurting. That pain can come from anxiety, because if you're tense, you're not relaxed, that can cause some pain. Lack of arousal. You got to get your girl warmed up. You got to bake her, put her in the oven and get her all moist and all that stuff. Lack of lubrication. Look at, always got lube. You need lube.
And I think that we should also discuss the difference between pain and discomfort.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because I think that discomfort the first time, because it's new, it's different, it's unexpected, you have no frame of reference, that can be true.
Yeah.
And I think two things can be true at the same time. I do think that some people can have pain as well. But I think you're right. Moving forward, obviously, pain should not.
I will tell you, my first time hurt so much. It hurt a lot. And what I realized later on is his was bent the other way.
Oh, that'll do it.
So yeah, so try and get a normal one.
Maybe a straight one, not
yeah.
None are like that. None are not normal.
Yeah. Listen, I was gonna say, yeah, let's not use the normal word, but I think too that had we been taught conversation was healthy and normal, if we want to use that word somewhere, I think had that been taught, then there might have been a conversation. And I think that if we could be, as young people, if we could be informed, that would just make the difference in everything. And I'm sorry that hurt. That makes me feel bad.
That's okay. It wasn't you. But yeah, if you are experiencing persistent pain every time you have sex, that is not normal. Don't let anyone tell you that's normal. Don't let your mom be like, oh, that's normal for our family.
Right.
Oh yeah, no.
It's not. It's not freaking, if it's normal for your family, that means your family should go get checked out.
Yeah, everyone needs a doctor's visit.
There's so many things that we slough off because we're told like, oh, this is normal for our family. This is normal for our family. It's not normal. No one just got it checked out, no matter what it is.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, if there's pain there, consistently pain over time, you're not going to want to do it.
Yeah.
Your brain's going to go, no, this is not fun. Let's not do this. I'm not into it.
And there goes your libido.
100%. Yeah, it all plays a factor.
Yeah. So some of the biggest myths, they don't just come from misinformation about biology. They come from the cultural expectations about how men and women were supposed to experience sex.
Yeah, a lot of those sex myths people carried into adulthood didn't come from school at all, though. They came from movies, locker rooms, and the way that sex was portrayed in the media.
Yeah.
And those ideas shaped how people thought sex was supposed to work. I mean, like porn in itself, right? We've talked about that. Go back to our porn episode. It's wild.
Yeah.
But this whole blue balls concept, I feel like men just made this shit up.
Yeah.
So they could get what they wanted. And I personally have heard it growing up.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely.
Yeah, don't leave me like this. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. You've been finishing yourself off for years, sir. You're fine.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That is definitely a myth.
When I, came into adulthood and started getting into the sexual health education, I started calling them blue clit. Because really what it is, if you're a woman and if you've gotten really close and then something's happened so that you don't finish, it doesn't hurt. It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable, right? And they probably feel that same discomfort. But it'll
Right.
just resolve itself, or you can take care of business yourself.
Correct.
And it's one of those things, I think blue ball is one of those things, like you said, that men made up. And I think probably doctors, I'm going to bet, I haven't done any research, I'm going to bet a male doctor made it up, transferred it all down so that women would be more obliging.
Well, it's in my experience, it's to pressure the partner
Yeah.
Mhm.
to
Right.
help you finish or, get you in the sack.
Yeah. Well, we are not the three that are planned to be pressured into anything.
No.
No.
Don't try that with us. We do what we want.
Go give yourself a handy. You're the pro.
That's right. Expert at work. I'll get you a sign.
Now another myth is that men always want sex. So there's that stereotype that men constantly want sex all the time, creates pressure for men to perform,
Right.
makes people assume that something is wrong with them if libido is different.
Mhm.
Right.
And that's
Right.
not the case. Men don't always want sex. And I think a lot of it'll have to also do with their hormones and what
Yes.
stage of life they're in.
Yeah, I think a lot of times too that comes into play because a young adult male or a later teen, there is that desire a lot more when they're younger, right? And so people just assume that might stick around for your whole life. And
Mhm.
but that's not the case. Like I don't know, maybe you guys know a 40-year-old that can do it like a 20-year-old. I want to bet.
Very,
that you
very
can.
few.
Back 20, you can go 3, 4, 5 times a day.
Yeah. 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 I certainly haven't found one. But
And
but
she's been looking.
my buffet's been a little larger. I think this is a really important conversation because this is where I get very frustrated for men in our lives and for
Mhm.
men in the world. Is just that it's that lack of communication. It's that lack of feeling like they can communicate. It puts them in such a deficit. They can go to their doctors and have these conversations. And I have heard of men who have gone to the doctors firsthand and had a conversation with them in regards to this. And somehow they've gotten down to the nitty gritty to kind of figure it out. But there are times that men have been told just, this is just what happens with age. And for me, it's like a little bit of, oh, now you know how we feel.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because we hear that all the time as women. But I think it's also to that point, it's very deflating for them because there is so much of their life that has been centered around that being the life, right? It's part of what they bring to the table. So I think that's a double-sided coin that I don't love for them.
Yeah, if you are a man and you go to a doctor to talk to him about lower libido or erectile dysfunction, if the first thing they're doing is pushing Viagra
Right.
to you, I would just do a little digging because a lot of times that can be the first sign of a blood circulation problem, a heart problem, diabetes.
Mhm.
Those should be ruled out.
Absolutely. Agreed. See, we like men.
No, we want you to keep your boners.
Now, on the other hand of that, another myth is women don't enjoy sex as much.
Correct. Oh, sorry. Was that out loud? I was like,
I mean, this is a big myth. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
it's big. Come on.
I mean, look at the three of us. You think we would be doing this if we didn't enjoy it?
I just think that that's a very good point. I think that just to my point that I stated previously, it's the same thing. If women suggest that they like sex, they're slutty, it's inappropriate, it's whatever. And I'm so not here for that either, clearly.
Yeah. No, and we weren't taught about pleasure and, it was just you have sex, you have babies. Like it wasn't really about any pleasure for us that we were taught that. So,
Right. That's why we have jobs. Let's be real.
yeah.
Why we do this. That's why we have work. That's why we have great conversations with women all the time. And sometimes with men, if we're able to weasel our way into their emotions a little bit. But it's just, this is why this arena exists.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And I'm just curious too, when did you guys find out how big the clitoris was? Because I didn't find out. I was like, I want to say between 30 and 32.
Yep. About
I
the
found
same.
out doing my business.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Independent research, and all of a sudden we're like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, that
What do you
explains
mean
things.
there are 8 to 10,000 nerve endings?
And I still
Yeah.
talk to women who don't know
Mm-hmm.
that your clitoris is like Y-shaped and has this little
Yep.
It's like a
here
wishbone.
at the end of it, and it has bulbs and it has legs, and
Yeah.
go back and we have an episode all about that.
We do. We also talked about this myth before. Penetration should cause orgasm, and that's just a definite no. It shouldn't. It can, but for most females, people that were born female at birth, this doesn't happen.
Mhm.
Women need clitoral stimulation to reach orgasm.
Yeah, a good portion for sure.
Sometimes I'm shocked at how much more it needs to be talked about, because I'll still get messages from clients that are like, hey, will that help me have an internal orgasm? Like, I can't seem to do it. Like, something's wrong with me. And I'm always like, there's nothing wrong with you.
Right.
You're normal.
No, it was interesting actually, and I don't know if you watch Bridgerton.
I do. How
But
about the
in
new season?
Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna ruin anything.
Okay.
One of the characters is having a hard time reaching it, like having an orgasm, and she's
Right.
trying to figure out how to have an orgasm, and she's like, I'm having sex, it's not working. Da, da, da. So for them to talk about it, like, it's really hard because it's back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Is where that's set. But it was a really interesting few episodes about how she was like really trying to discover how to climax.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, I can't wait to get into this season now.
Oh, you have to watch it. It's great. Yeah, I agree. It's not focused on, and I love that they did that in Bridgerton, because it did sort of create the conversation today,
Yeah.
I'm sure, and as it was meant to.
Right.
But it was pretty edgy for the time, I would assume. But again, there was conversation of that in those days too. I mean, it's just this is just something that women always just sort of talked about together to try and figure it out so that they could have pleasure, right? So,
Yeah.
I loved that.
And our last myth today is good sex should be natural and effortless. I'm sorry, but effortless? Sometimes it is. Like, don't get me wrong. But sometimes you got to get a little creative.
Yeah, like seasons 1 to 3 of Bridgerton.
Season
Yes.
1. Woo!
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, no wonder people want to do it,
Right.
because TV and movies make it look freaking incredible. And
Right.
then
But TVs and movies also teach us to the above point that penetration causes orgasm.
exactly.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Which again, I say to the men, there's a small portion of those women who are telling you the truth, but there's a larger portion that probably are not, because the percentages are not stating that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Reach down and play with her clitoris during it. You'll see
Yes,
something will
yes.
change.
Or let her have a hand in there. Like, dude, this is a team effort, you know?
Mhm.
So when you start looking at all of these myths together, it becomes pretty clear that most of us didn't really receive full sex education growing up.
No, oh my gosh. And for a lot of people, sex education growing up was a mix of biology, warnings, right? We were being warned what to do and not to do, and what could or could not happen. We learned about the reproduction and disease, but not much about communication, pleasure, or how relationships actually work. So the rest of the information came from culture, rumors, and whatever sources we happened to stumble across, like media, our friends, whatever that looked like. And that's how many of these myths stuck around for so many years. Everything just gets graduated to the next generation. And the good news is that the conversations around sexual health are becoming more open, and people are learning that communication matters, and that pleasure is a part of the sexual well-being as a whole, and that understanding our bodies isn't something to be embarrassed about anymore. And if anything, this conversation is a reminder that learning about sex doesn't stop in high school. It didn't really start there either. And for many adults, the real education starts much, much later.
Thanks for filling up a seat at the Taboo Talk Not Safe for Brunch table. If today's episode made you laugh, think, or squirm a little, do us a solid, follow, rate, and leave a review. It's the podcast version of a good tip.
Want more unfiltered conversations? Hit the link in the show notes and sign up for our weekly newsletter. It's the stuff that didn't make it on the air.
Until next time, keep it bold, keep it curious, and definitely keep it not safe for brunch.